Hello, Africa. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for your attention. All right. Not taken for granted in any way. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me on this week's, or today's rather, on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. On today's episode, we've been talking about what you are not too old to do. So let us talk again about what you're not too old to do. I will anchor today's episode on this statement. You are not too old to be afraid and still make the move. You are not too old to experience fear and still make the move. You are not too old to be afraid and still make the move. So that's what we'll be talking about today. The subject is about fear. All right, many people don't want to address it, but I will help you make sense of it all. Do you understand? Fear. Specifically, we'll be discussing how it's never too late to be afraid and still make the move. See, as we get older, I'll be 40 next year. This year is 2023, so I will be 40 2024. Do you understand? Woo! Mike, don't try. All right, that's by the way. So, as we get older, we often become more what I call risk averse. We don't want to take too many risks, all right? Because we've learned from our experiences and we've seen the consequences of making poor decisions. Many of us, we are really a living proof of the consequences of making poor decisions. We are evident that we are the evidence that making poor decisions have consequences. Do you understand me? So we may feel we've missed our chance to take risks in life, or we may often feel that we've missed our own opportunity to pursue any of our dreams. But here's the truth. Fear is a natural part of life that I want you to understand, all right? Fear is a natural part of life. And it is never too late to overcome it. It is never too late to take action about and around it. In fact, some of the most successful people in history have faced their fears head on, all right? They have faced their fears head on and they've achieved great things. Do you understand me? And you would have read, I will even advise you, that's the assignment that I will give you. Go Google it. Just type on Google exactly this. Successful people in history who have faced their fears head on and achieved great things. Boom. Google will bring it for you. Even you can use ChatGPT. It will bring it for you. It will just list out people and then you can start reading a little bit of history about these people. You can just take 2 or 3 out of them and read about them. You will discover that most of the people in history, most of the successful people in history that you admire faced fears head on. And they've achieved great things, including you. But most times you don't even think back to realize what you've overcome, what you've overcome. Most of you will just think, oh, I've not done anything with my life. I've never faced any fear. No, many of you have faced many fears and you've come down better. But most times we get stuck in the things that we are not able to do. Do you understand? So how can you overcome this fear? How can you how can you be afraid and take action? Because most times people want the feeling of fear to disappear before they move. That is why I'm saying you are not too old to be afraid, do you understand? And still make the move. You are not too old to feel the fear and still take action. No matter how old you are, how can you overcome, in quote, your fear and take action? First, you have to acknowledge that you have fear. That's it. That's the first thing I will tell you to do. Own it. All right. Embrace being afraid. The only thing you will not do is to allow being afraid to be in front of you to stop you. Let being afraid be behind you to push you. That is exactly the difference between you being afraid and stopping and you being afraid and moving. Some people that are afraid and they stop is because they put the fear in front of them. They see the fear and then they are stuck. They are just paralyzed. But most people that feel fear and still move, they put the fear behind them. They say, okay, fear, I know you're with me, and it's okay. We can have a good relationship, but make sure that you know your place. And where is my place? Fear asked. Is behind me, says the man, that will refuse to stay stuck, but will move nonetheless. Do you understand me? So the fear stays behind the man, the woman that wants to achieve their dream no matter how old they are. Do you understand? So the first thing I will recommend to you is to acknowledge your fear. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to be afraid. That's exactly what I want you to tell yourself. It's okay to be afraid. Everyone experiences being afraid at some point in their lives. The key is to acknowledge that you are afraid. Then you decide how to move forward despite that feeling. Do you understand me? Despite that feeling, you decide, okay, I know I am fearful. For now, I think I am scared. But I have decided to move forward despite the feeling I'm feeling with me right now. For example, let's say you've always dreamed of starting your own business, but you're afraid that you might fail. Instead of ignoring your fear, you can acknowledge it. You should acknowledge it. And then you think about what you can do to reduce the risk of you starting the business in the first place. Maybe you can start small and work on your business part-time while you are still working on your day job. That's one way for you to reduce and manage the risk involved in starting a business. Or maybe you just take a business course to learn more about entrepreneurship before you even take the leap at all, so that you know, oh, this is what entrepreneurship is all about. Or you can even start affiliating for other people that, okay, you've started your business. Let me help you to be selling your product on the side until I understand that I can do this, until I understand myself in business, in the business arena. Do you understand me? So that's one way for you to acknowledge your fear and decide to move nonetheless. Another way is to change your mindset, reframe your mindset. Do not see fear as a negative emotion always. And that is the problem. That is the problem with people that put fear in front of them to stop them, is because they always see fear as a negative emotion. Do you understand? They always see it as negative. Whenever they feel afraid, they think, oh, I'm done, I'm fucked. But no. Try to view fear as an opportunity. The moment you have that feeling, feel it as an opportunity for growth. Do you understand? So when you are afraid, it should mean that you are pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and you are challenging yourself to grow. That should be how you reframe your mindset around fear. So whenever you have that feeling, just think, whoa, that means what I'm doing is good. I'm pushing myself outside my comfort zone, and I think this will end well. Let me keep learning, let me keep growing, let me keep challenging myself. Do you understand? You might be a woman who is afraid of public speaking, for example. Instead of you avoiding public speaking, decide to face your fear head on and take a public speaking course. Do you understand? Not only will you be able to overcome your fear in time, but you will also discover that you really love the public speaking. You will always also discover that you really love challenging people, helping people, motivating people, inspiring people, and boom, you just start a website, you can start a podcast, you can start speaking to people. Do you understand me? So do not let that fear of public speaking stop you. You can reframe it. Yes, I'm scared of speaking in public, but I want to. So I will go and take a public speaking course. I will go and find a coach in public speaking, pay that person to help me speak in public. Then I will overcome this fear, or I will feel the fear and still move. Then before you know it, you start discovering that, oh, it's not as bad as it seems, because fear sometimes speaks too loud that you think it's just barking, but it's just a rat with a microphone. Do you understand? So the next thing I will tell you as I wrap this up is to take action. Despite your fear, make a move. You can still feel the fear and still make the move. That's what I'm charging you with. Easier said than done, yes, but taking action is the only way for you to overcome your fear. Start small, all right? Work your way up to bigger goals, bigger actions, and seek support from people. Find help around your community. Find a coach that will assist you. Find help, all right? Find help. Remember, you are not too old to be afraid and still make the move.